Welcome to Rhythm Roast Cafe. Come on in. We told you last week we were going to do a cooking show today. Nick and Tom are unavailable, so you just got me. That's all you got. I'm going to show you a dish that my grandmother, Rosina, taught my mother, and it was from the mountain village of Castellone in Abruzzo, Italy. Okay, the reason I'm bringing this up is because in Italy, every section has its own dialect. Every province has its own culture almost. It's almost like city-states. And they do things differently. For instance, calzone in Tuscany is spelled C-A-L-Z-O-N-E. The same thing, the same cuisine is referred to as scazone in the Apennine Mountains, where my grandmother came from. So we're gonna do the Apennine Mountain version of a calzone, and the reason that people do this, or people made this particular kind of food, is because they were terrace farmers. They were living in mountains. Oh, geez, I gotta shut this off. I'm trying. Okay, power off. They were mountain people, so when they had to farm, they had to leave at the crack of dawn. They wouldn't come back until sunset in the spring. So they needed something that they could eat for breakfast, and it would keep until lunch and hold them over substance enough that it would hold them over until they came home at dusk and ate dinner. This was basically an omelet, but the omelet had to be held in something, so what they held it in was bread dough or pizza dough. So it's like a stuffed pizza. That's what a calzone is for the people of Abruzzo. The ingredients, again, it depends on the family, it depends on the neighborhood, it depends on the personal taste. But just like an omelet, you can use meat, which is ham. It's provolone cheese. If you're going to use provolone cheese, chop it up very small pieces because it's powerful taste. Then there's mushrooms, and this is sausage, a crumbled sausage without the casing. And this is pepperoni. Again, pepperoni is very heavy tasting, very sharp tasting, so chop it up in small pieces if you're gonna do pepperoni. Okay, we're gonna probably have enough here to do two separate ones. I'm gonna do one that's gonna have a very sharp taste to it. It's gonna be pepperoni, provolone cheese, and ham. And I'm doing the other one, sausage and mushrooms. So we're going to have two calzone dishes by the end of the night tonight. And it won't take you long to do it. So let's dive right in. The first thing you need is you need regatta cheese. Here it is. Okay, this is 3 pounds of regatta cheese right here. I get the not too wet, not too dry, average cheese. Okay, gotta poke it here and get it started. I should have opened this up before we started. Didn't know it was gonna fight with me. All right. There we go, 3 pounds. Comes in a 3-pound container, which is convenient. I guess that's how my grandmother and my mother decided to make their serving sizes appropriate to using the one can or the one container. This container is a pretty strong container. I've seen some people use it to freeze spaghetti sauce in. Okay. All right, now we've got it, let's spread it out a bit. For every 3 pounds, the recipe calls for 8 large eggs. So that's going to be the next ingredient here. And for the eggs, I guess the price of eggs can be expensive. I've seen them as much as $7.50 for these cage-free ones. But it's not bad. Okay, you can use cage-free if you want, if you prefer, or you could use regular eggs. I mean, I've lived through 7 decades on regular eggs, and it hasn't killed me yet. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hope you're cooking along with me now. Gave you all the ingredients on Facebook.
We'll copy those ingredients and also put them into the YouTube information here later on.
All right, save an egg for glazing. All right. All right, let's mix it all up here. Let's get it going. Let's add a tablespoon of salt. I usually use sea salt. And then a teaspoon of fine black pepper. Okay, I need a plate to put this on. I use this. Okay, now you mix it all up. Okay, now the rest of the recipe calls for a half a cup of parsley. Here's parsley. And where's my cup? Oh, here it is. Now, just for a little bit of zest, I'll put a pinch of sweet basil. Not a whole lot, not even a half a teaspoon, just a shake. Sweet basil, pretty powerful stuff, so you don't need a lot of it. Now, what I wouldn't put in it is I wouldn't put oregano. Some people do. I don't know. It gives it too much of a pizza taste. Okay, now for the prime ingredients. This should be enough for 2 batches. Okay, for 2 pans about the size of that. Yeah, the bottom pan. About the size of this. This should fill enough for 2. Now, there's 2 ways of going. One way would be to make your own dough. Okay, a lot of people want to do that. I don't. Okay, I don't enjoy making dough. I mean, it's just flour, water, yeast, rolling a lot, and then it stretches, and then it comes back, and then, you're wrestling with it. So there's 2 ways you can go to a grocery store, and you can buy a pre-made pizza crust, and you'll get something like this. It's kind of, it'll work, but it's kind of clumsy, okay, because you're going to need to fold it over. Now this has cardboard on the bottom, so once you take the cardboard and plastic over, it's more pliable. But it's thick. If you look at it, it's at least bordering on a ½ an inch thick. I mean, it's pretty thick. So I go to a pizza place close by instead, and I buy their pizza crust before they make it into a pizza. And the place I go to is influenced by New York style pizza. New York style is a very thin crust pizza. Okay, this is the New York, and it's very pliable too. So I'll show you how that works. You're going to take your pan, and you're going to grease your pan. These are already done, so. And then you'll take the pizza crust and you place it in the pan. Let me get this out of the way so I don't spill it. Now you probably have to stretch it a little bit. Half of it's going to be on the bottom, and the other half is going to fold over to create the top. So you got to make sure you have enough to stretch to fold over the top.
Thank you for the props on the camera angles, John. I appreciate it.
What do you say?
John said we got perfect camera angles on the food.
Is it?
Hope you're drooling
Hi,
out
John.
there.
Rhonda, I hope you're out there. You made me do this. Now you better have questions and comments. All right. So for this one, let's try the sausage and mushroom first. Okay, so I'm going to take the sausage, throw it in here. And now we're just going to do mushrooms. And a little more sausage. We might only do the sausage and mushroom for tonight. I might save the pepperoni and the other one for later. All right. So, mix your sausage in here. Now that's half a pound of sausage. And this is 1 box of sliced mushrooms. And you can use whatever you want. You can use the white mushrooms, or I use the baby bellas. Now for a little bit of texture, I'm going to add just a little cheese, not a lot, a couple clunks. Provolone cheese, when it melts, pretty much spreads around. It's everywhere. All right, now I got to add the glue. The glue is mozzarella. This is the stuff that when it melts, it glues everything together. Good healthy. Half a cup. Give it a little bit more. Can't go wrong with mozzarella.
I agree.
Okay, so I eat this for like snacks. Let's bring it back up here. Now I like the texture a little thicker. I'm going to put another half a cup of mozzarella in it. No, sorry. I just, I want to make sure that when it comes out, it's going to come out gooey.
Need that cheese stretch on it.
Yes. I want it to string. There, that's much better. Every rodent in the neighborhood probably smelled that. Did you know that we have rodents in the fields in Addison? On Facebook, some woman was complaining that she saw them when she was walking her dog. I saw them in a couple fields too, by the high tension wires. I told it to the township office. They sent me to the county. I went to the county. County says, oh, that's animal control. I talked to animal control, and they said, oh, no, that's the health department. Talked to the health department. They said, oh, no, that's private animal controller you got to get. You got to hire somebody. I said, they're in the neighbor's yard. I'm going to be hiring you. No, they're for your building. They're not in my building. They're running in the streets. Do we need to call the Pied Piper? You know, sometimes government is just a mess. You know, and nobody wants to.
Sometimes.
Everybody's pointing fingers at the other guy. Oh, it's his job, not mine. Not my job, man. No. Oh, wait a minute, I gotta make this better. We have to have crust that comes up. So we want crust that comes up the side. and crust that comes up this side and that side, so you have to stretch it. Do the best you can. Wish I was one of those guys that could twirl, you know. La la di o la, you know. Fuck. All right. Now for the pour.
Here, let me get that cheese out of the way first.
Yeah. Okay, stick it in there and even it out with your spoon. Make sure it goes to the sides. We're almost there, folks. We're almost there. See, this is enough for 2 batches. I'll make the best batch after we sign off. You didn't get Luigi. You didn't get to have any of the sauce the last time we made it, huh?
No.
You left it here for me. I finished it all gladly.
I was gonna say this smells so good. I think I'm gonna be sticking around for this.
Oh, you're gonna take it home. I'm gonna give you it in
Give me
Tupperware.
baking instructions.
In Tupperware. Your wife's a good cook. She can finish it off. All you have to do is put it in the oven.
Never
And
fired up right
there's
now.
where we go next. Okay, here we go. Stretching, going over the top. This is where it becomes like a pie. Pinching together, pinching. And let's take a little bit of this over here and put it over there. Patch that hole. Move this over here, pinch it together. Okay, once you've pinched it together, you take your last remaining egg and let's see, I need something to get the light in here. You take your last remaining egg. My mother used to just glaze it with the egg white, but I found that if you just use the whole egg, it glazes just as, maybe even better, you know. So I'm going to try that. I'm just going to open that egg there, eggshell in there. That in there. Okay, now we pour it over and we do a little spread the wealth. Make sure you got it all covered, especially the corners. What this will do is it kind of seals the whole thing so that when you take it out of the refrigerator and it's out for a couple hours, it's still good, okay? Nothing gets spoiled. Now, you can use broccoli and cauliflower and asparagus if you're a vegan, okay? You can use cheese and only cheese if that's what you want. It's an omelet. Figure it out. Okay, the only thing you're doing is you're wrapping it up in pizza dough and you're putting it in an oven at 350 degrees, depending on your oven and depending on the size of your pan. Well, you'll know when it's done. It's golden brown. It's golden brown on the top. It's done. Poke some holes in it so it doesn't blow up. Okay, but that's just usual stuff. Now I've got. For my next one, I've got ham and pepperoni, but that will be after the show. So in lieu of the fact that neither of my attorneys are available, I'm going to have to do this all by myself. So good night, Mrs. Calabash, wherever you are.
The sound